Hey guys, I hope you're having a great holiday. I hope you had a great Christmas if that's what you celebrate. And today I want to talk about the holidays a little bit because I've been realizing more and more, especially this year, it's been a hard year. I don't think anyone will say that 2016 was their year. It's been really shitty overall. And actually today somebody mentioned to me, they were like, I hope next year is better for you. And I was like, what? Did I have such a shit year? And then I kind of realized I did, and I was like, thanks for reminding me. That was so nice of you. But in all seriousness, I realized this year that even for me, it's hard when you're going through tough times. Maybe you're not having the best relationship with someone, or maybe someone is missing from your life, maybe somebody passed away, maybe you're just not in the best situation. And so the holidays really feel like you're putting your life under a magnifying glass sometimes, and they can make you feel a certain way. So this year I decided that during the holidays I would put out a video to kind of cut through all that shit, to kind of make people have, a sense of hope maybe. I want to bring some light and positivity to the world, and if it touches one person, if it reaches one person who's having a bad day, having a bad week, a bad year, I'll have done my job. So today what I want to share with you is kind of a mashup of all the motivational posters that you see on Facebook into one video. Basically, I want to share a list of things that keep me in a positive place, keep me in a better place mentally, and get me through tough times. And I hope that by sharing this with you and by, letting you in on my secret, it's not really a secret, that way maybe you'll have more tools to help yourself through tough times. Maybe you won't feel as alone. And that's what I hope to share with you today. So the first kind of life lesson that I want to share is the fact that everything is temporary. No matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the situation is, it's temporary. It's not gonna last. If you're feeling really sad right now, if you're very depressed, it's temporary. It's not forever. You won't be sad forever. Same thing with being happy, unfortunately. You won't be happy forever either. So you have to kind of keep that in mind while you're going through it, and you can enjoy your happiness. There's nothing wrong with that. And even thinking about the fact that your happiness can go away kind of makes you want to enjoy it even more. If today is hard, if this year is hard, just know that it'll pass. It's temporary, and just as before you've gone through tough times and things have gotten better, it'll happen again. Don't think of it so much as a permanent thing. Don't be so zoomed in that you can't see, that you can't have perspective, where you look at your entire life and you see that you have little chunks here and there of unhappiness and maybe really tough times, but there's always something that comes out at the end. And for me, just knowing that it's gonna pass. I might not know where the end is, I might not know when I'm gonna reach it, but I know that something else is coming after, and it's all gonna be fine. It makes me feel a lot more in control than I actually am, but it really just puts me in a better place. And along the same lines, there are only two certainties in life. One, that you were born and so you are alive, and the other, that you will die someday. And in between, it's really all up to you. You get to choose what happens in between those two things. And as depressing as that might sound, it's actually really encouraging when you think about it, because you get to decide everything. How exciting is that? You get to pick whatever your story is. And as Emily Dickinson once wrote, and it's one of my favorite quotes, dwell in possibility. What that means is, as much as you would like to think, oh my God, that's so depressing, I'm gonna die one day, just think of all the possible things that are in between your birth and your death. You get to choose your story, you get to make decisions, you get to wake up tomorrow and not brush your hair if you don't want to. It's all up to you. It's all what you make it. Another fun life lesson I learned this year is about complaining. Every time I complain about something, I tell myself, and I remind myself actually, that I'm fortunate enough to be able to complain about this thing. What that means is, if I'm complaining about my job, my family, my friends, I rarely complain about my friends, my apartment, the gym, something's not going right at the gym, whatever, I have to remind myself that really it's a privilege to have those things, and it's even more of a privilege for me to complain about them. Some people only dream about having those things that I have, and so once I remind myself of that thing, I usually shut up really fast, because who wants to complain about a privilege? That puts me in a complete different mindset. It puts me in a place of gratitude, and then it's so much harder to complain, and it reframes my whole day, because it's no longer about not having something or something not going right. It's about the fact that I actually have that thing, and even if it's not the way I want it to be, I still get to do that thing. I heard a quote today that actually made life so much more bearable. It was somebody telling a story about being on a roller coaster. And basically they were really stressed out and they had a lot of anxiety, and I'm someone who has a lot of anxiety. I think about the future way too much. And so this person was really stressed about being on the roller coaster and thinking about all the what ifs and holding on really tight and not having a good time. And the person next to them, they were just, having a blast, putting their arms in the air, just yelling, screaming, laughing. And the stressed person was saying, oh my God, how could you do that? You're gonna fall off, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And then the person said, hey, this is how you ride a roller coaster. And the other person kind of realized that, this is a situation I'm in, I'd better learn how to handle it. And that's like a huge metaphor for life, basically. And I realized that today, sometimes you're in a situation that you can't do anything about. You're in it. It's happening. So you have two choices. You have the choice to resist and complain and feel resentment and stress and anxiety, or you can learn to ride the roller coaster. You can make it enjoyable for yourself by not resisting. You can make it so much easier on yourself by going along with it and making the best of it. And I know that that might be hard to apply to really serious life situations like death or stuff like that, but even then, there's nothing you can do. You really can't resuscitate a person. You can't, you can't take back your job if somebody fired you. There's just, at that point, when you're in it, you just have to accept it. If you resist, you're allowed your emotions, obviously, you're allowed to feel the way you feel, but if you fight it, it's gonna be that much harder. Whereas if you accept it and you say, okay, what can I do to make this more bearable? It just becomes so much easier, and life just becomes very bearable after that. Even though it's hard, even though it's filled with negativity, you're still in it and trying to ride it. Just trying to make the best of it and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because you know that you're in it, you're with it, and you're gonna make it good. And as a good friend of mine actually put it today, she said, you don't always get to pick the music that's playing, but you do get to choose the way you dance to it. And that's exactly it. You get to choose things that have to do with you. You get to decide for yourself. Life will do what it will do. All you get to control is you. And my last little nugget that I want to leave you with is especially helpful at this time of year when you're around family a lot, you're around people that you might not see a lot and who might annoy you with their questions or their comments or just the way they talk to you or act around you. But what I want to say is appreciate the way a person shows love to you. Even though it's not the way you would like, even though it's not a way that makes sense, or even if it's really annoying, they are showing love, they're showing you that they care. And the way to appreciate that, the way to put this into perspective is, maybe people are asking you why you're still single. Maybe people are asking you how come you don't have a permanent job yet. Or people are telling you how dangerous CrossFit is because you got a concussion. Even then, people are still asking because they care. They're still volunteering their uninvited opinion because they care. These people are probably, most likely, doing this with the best of intentions. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to recognize it or not, this is their way of showing you love. And it's not great, it's not always fun, it can be really awkward and really uncomfortable, but sometimes you just gotta let people love you because they don't know any better. Chances are they're doing the best they can in the situation they're in, and maybe they haven't learned to love you any better. So sometimes you just gotta accept it and not get angry and not get annoyed, and just, one good thing that I've learned this year probably is to return the love, in the way that you want to do it. Obviously, you don't have to return the love that way if you're not comfortable or if you don't love the same way that they do. But instead of getting annoyed and instead of coming from a combative place, just respond with love. It's that easy. It's probably not that easy in application, but it helps a lot. Anyway, I hope these little nuggets and little life lessons will help you get through the holidays, help you get through the new year, help you get through hard times. I hope this made a little tiny bit of a glimmer of light in your life. I hope this helps you get to a better place, and if you're in a dark place, just know that you're not alone. And if you know a friend in a dark place, share this video with them. And if you like this video, as always, just click the like button. And guys, I will see you in 2017. Bye!
Oh, this you crazy mother...